Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Opus Magnum. I hope that in this episode we can finish up these two and see what the deal is with this space. Are we going to get 4 harder ones? Are we going to move on to Chapter 2? Who knows? Stay tuned, find out. Airship fuel. Captain Gelt asked for something to put in the Von Tassen airship. Apparently it's out of fuel. Oh, that old thing. First time I've heard someone say that old thing in reference to an airship. The last time I remember it actually in the air was the celebration for Frederick's birth. Frederick disappointed his grandfather so much they never took it out again. Ha, more likely it's simply been out of fuel this whole time. This whole time? Are you serious? After the old head alchemist died, we had an interim one for a while who was not so great. Alright, so we're making something with fire! Ah! Alright. We're given 4 of these things for some reason. Interesting. I feel like this puzzle must have a lot of room for creativity compared to the earlier ones about like how you could solve it using as few parts or as efficiently or whatever. We have 3 reagents to work with, which is like a ton, so we could, you know, add in a bunch of different parts to do it. I don't know. It also would be possible to do with just 1 part, I'm sure. Right? Like just 1 arm and like a track probably, or maybe a piston arm would be cheaper. That glues all this stuff together. It'd be interesting to try. I don't know. Doing it with just 1 piston arm. It's a tool we haven't used much recently, or ever. Alternatively, what about using one of these like doubled ones somehow? Would that be interesting at all? I don't think it would help very much. Right? Yeah, I don't know. This is new music, isn't it? I don't think we had this music playing in the previous ones. I don't know. Let's try doing something with just the piston arm for now. Because I think that this ought to be enough to solve. Like if we add this and this, like this is all it should cost us to solve the puzzle in terms of cost. And I think that really ought to be the minimum. I'm sure I'll be proven wrong again. Someone will find a way to do it with, like, I don't know. It's hard to imagine how it could be cheaper than this. It can't just use this. That's, like, not possible? Right? Is there any way that could be possible somehow? Yeah. You could imagine something like this, right? Where you pull the first thing over to here, and then subsequent things you pull here and then rotate the whole assembly? Okay, that sounds interesting. Let's try that actually, see how that would work. So my idea is then to... It's going to be a bit tough to do that while also calcifying in the right way, isn't it? Well... We'll see. We'll aim for that and see what happens. We could put the calcifier like here or something. Or where's gonna be convenient? Maybe here? I don't know. We'll see. Put it something like this, maybe. I don't know exactly. grab the first one and calcify it on the way in, and then calcify the last one on the way out. And then have the solution area be up here somewhere? That could be doable. We could maybe do that. Alright, so here's the idea, is we do this, drop it in the calcifier, and then drop it off here, and we reset. Right, so that works lovely. Having done that, we next grab it, bond it together with that thing. Fine. Now we... what happens if you, oops. If you rotate it so that a piece intersects with your arm, is that allowed? No. Okay. Alright, fine. So we want to go the other way then, like that. So if we've connected everything like that, then where does the next piece need to go? Or I guess we need to move it over here first. Oh, maybe I don't need to mess with calcifying it early, huh? Maybe I can just, do like this? Oh, whoops. Oh, I guess, but I want two of these, right? And then swing it more to the right, like that, and that'll calcify the first one. But don't do this yet. Maybe like that. So there's that, but we actually don't want to twist it yet. We want it like that. Ooh. We reset, we pick up a new one, bring it over. Now we have these first three in the right arrangement. And we need to rotate, I don't know, like this? We need to rotate in some direction, I'm just not sure which one. Yeah, like that, but more so? Maybe? Yeah, if we rotated one more. But the trick is, okay, hang on. We have to do that, I think. Oops, is that right? No, I need to I get pivots and rotates mixed up, but the idea, okay, is like that. And then we pull this guy in, turn it out of the way, and now everything is lined up properly to get this new guy in, right? Of course, we don't want to do that. So now we reset here, pick up a new one, swing it into place, and then rotate it 3 more times so that it hits the calcifier, and then 1 more time and the solution area will be up here somewhere. Ah! Nightmare! Disaster! okay. But notice that we actually did get it to like sort of a solution area-ish. If only we could have done that without getting the other guy involved. Can I? So that's in place. We have this going. Now... now I could rotate it again. Okay. So... take like this, but do another rotate first. Now just that one gets done. One more rotate and here's our solution area, right? Is it like this? Oh, I should have turned on the ghost atoms. Apparently a thing you can do where it'll show you where the atoms were when you last... Oh, I have to drop it though. Alright, I think we're done now though. I'm pleased that I figured out a way to do this with just a bit regular old arm. Obviously quite a complicated solution in terms of like the number of steps you have to perform, but should be minimal in terms of cost and area, I think, which is nice. Quite bad on cycles, I expect. Yeah, nice. And indeed, quite bad on cycles. Okay, well, there you go. Not at all minimal on area. That's interesting. So what exactly is... How are we measured on area? What... Tell me what area means. Show current area. 2. Holding this button doesn't do anything. I see. So it's measuring every hex that we ever touched and saying this is the smallest space you could have fit your solution into. That's why we took up so much area, is because we were swinging around this big old molecule. Okay. Fine. Well, now I know what that's all about. Simple enough. Now the Von Tassen airship can take to the skies again, as long as they find someone to pilot it. Sure, I'll do it. Why not? Maybe we should pretend it's still out of fuel because these weirdos will be flying it. Fine. Precision machine oil. Oh dear, oh dear. Wow, this is the first time I've seen this guy at all distressed. Apparently Armand arranged for Frederick to go on a date with a young lady from another house. And now I have to make some machine oil. For the observatory. Frederick tried to take her there, but everything was rusted solid. Of course. And she's from House Soria. He was probably hoping to prove our observatory is just as good as theirs. Yes, she must have been tremendously impressed. What a date. Alright. So what do we need to produce? We get lead and water and quicksilver. And we need to produce lead and water. What's the quicksilver for? We get lead. Is that not lead? Maybe this isn't lead. It's not lead, it looks different. Alright, let's consult our table here. It needs to be tin, okay. Fine. So of course the quicksilver is to upgrade it. We need to do that twice. So this seems like another thing you could solve with just one arm, probably, right? Maybe? It would have to be an arm that was minimum length. because that's the only time you can ever get two things adjacent to each other with a single fixed length arm in order to bond them, or to use the glyph of projection. So supposing that we did all of that, where would we put everything? It seems doable, right? You grab... Well, actually, I mean, it kind of seems not very doable, because you need too many things to be just adjacent to your starting area, don't you? Maybe not. You need to be able to reach all three reagents, which means, like, okay, let's just do this real quick. You need to reach all of that. You need to be able to reach both parts of a thing of bonding. You need to be able to reach both parts of one of these. You need to be able to reach an exit area. Like, there's just no way you could do it with a single arm, I think, and nothing else. All the previous puzzles we've been able to do with just one arm and nothing else if we wanted. But here there's just too much to do. We need to be able to reach at least 8 different spaces in order to do all the stuff we need to do. In principle, you don't need to be able to reach all 8 of these spaces. For if you were a bit longer, you could say, oh, you know, I can reach this square but not this one, but that's fine because, like, I can rotate a thing into that position, for example. But you can't do that without bonding things, and in order to bond things, you have to be able to reach 2 adjacent squares. Oh! So you can't... So, right. I was thinking maybe... Well, look, these 2 squares are adjacent. We could put bonding things in them. But you still can't reach both of those squares while at this length. So I think you have to at least spring for the 30-cent piston arm. And I think that should be enough to do everything. So let's try doing it that way. I think that step 1 is to grab some lead and move it onto a transmutation pad thingy. I don't know that it really matters where. Well, let's do something like this. So grab it, move it left, drop it, retract, move left, and that's where we'll put the Quicksilver. Grab the Quicksilver, move right, and that's where we'll put this guy, like so. So that's the idea, is we'll do something like that. And then we have one of these guys. And we need to do this process twice. That's a little bit awkward, isn't it? Is there some way we could avoid... Yeah, there is. We could bond everything together before we project it to make the process a little bit simpler, I think. So how would that look? we need this, obviously. And we want to take... We probably want it rotated like this, maybe? Like that. We want to grab two of these guys and put them on both sides of this pad, and then grab our water and put it in the middle. Well, actually not in that order. I guess we want to... so, something like... just delete all this. Like, grab this, rotate right. Extend forward? What, where the hell is that? Oh, right, W, of course. Let go. Swing over to the right, which brings us to here. Let's put the water there. Retract, go left. Extend again. Let go. Retract, go left. Grab, go right. And now we should have these things assembled in the proper way. Oops, I forgot to pick this one up. That would be here. Nope, it wasn't there. It was here. Okay, so now we've picked everything up. Which is lovely, I'm sure. But it's actually, yeah, I wasn't really trying to do that. But it's actually now a little bit difficult to figure out where do we put all the transmutation business for this stuff, right? Where do we, how do we get this to a glyph of projection area? Because we can't really swing it in either direction without hitting one of these guys, right? So I think that maybe what I should be doing is move everything one step closer to me, and that'll give me a little bit of room to play with. Now I can, for example, push it further away and then swing it left. Like that, maybe. And now I have an area out here to play with. I could, for example, make this be the transmutation area for this guy. Reach out, grab this, rotate it around, and then swing it into place for a solution somewhere. Right? It may be easier to... Where... I think I want this to be like so, maybe? Because then I can rotate this guy left a spot. Yeah, okay. So if we do that, it looks like this. We have this going on. Ta-da! Now I can just move Mercury from here to here relatively simply. Although it's not great, to be honest. Maybe swing it one step further. Then I can use these two spaces, which are quite convenient to me. Looks a bit like that. I put in the wrong thing. I meant... No, I didn't. I just am dumb. So I have it there. swing left. And now I meant to rotate left, yes? Yeah, okay, that's what happened. Or wait, isn't that what I did? No, okay, I want to do that. But now I shouldn't have rotated it. Just take this rotate out. Yeah, now we're lined up pretty well for this. Okay. So having done all of that business, I can now let go of this thing, retract to be here, turn left, grab the mercury, turn right. Now, what I want to know is, do I automatically let go of the mercury as soon as it's here and it projects, or do I have to let go in order for projection to happen? So in this step, I'm not letting go, and I want to see what happens. Yeah, I jam it into there. Okay, so I do need, in fact, to let go, like so. Step up here and rotate it around 3 times. This all seems very complicated. Like, I could be doing this better somehow. That is an incorrect direction to rotate, please. I need to add another one of these guys in. Wait, why didn't I? Oh, this is backwards, I see. So obviously we did all this to try to avoid like spending anything, but also I think we could have spent less still. We couldn't have spent less money, but we could have used fewer like ridiculous instructions to get all of this work done. This just seemed like the simplest way to do everything. Most straightforward, I should say. Maybe there's something simpler and more elegant, but I didn't immediately see it. So okay, we did all that. Now we need to put more mercury in, and we're currently standing right here. So we need to let go. One, back up twice. Go left, grab, go right, release, go forward. Now we're here. I can grab on and push it forward and reset, which gets us this, I believe. All right, we transmute that one, flip it around. I should say project, not transmute. There we go. Okay. It's kind of unsatisfying that I can't even really see the whole thing at once, but okay. Yeah. Actually, it would be sort of quite a bit easier to see if I just took this and moved it like so, and instead of extending, if I were to move right. And now we actually can see most of the thing in action at once, I guess. Oh, we can also simplify the process a bit. No. So what I was about to do was I had the thought that like, oh, well, so at this step in the process here, I've just transmuted this guy. I reach out all the way up here to spin it around, and then I come back and I do this, and then I reach out again, and it just seems like terribly wasteful. What if I were to, say, grab this extra mercury and just like leave it here? So that it can activate once I spin this. That way I don't have to reach forward, back. I can just go like one cycle. But the problem is that wouldn't wait. It would transmute the tin I just made into something else. Iron is what's after tin. Which is not what I want. I want to transmute 2 tins. I don't want to transmute 1 iron and 1 lead. So okay, that wouldn't have worked after all, but it was a thing to think about. Changing the sequencing can make a big difference in how complicated the stuff you're doing is, and here it wasn't a correct change, but it's good to have thought about it at least, to be thinking about it, because there will probably be some puzzles where an adjustment like that is actually a big improvement. So this is a dreadfully slow machine oil builder. But it's cool to do it all with just 1 arm. And of course, Pleasing Fungus is right there with us. Looks like he has not attempted a cycled solution for this one. It seems like on the previous ones he was trying to put in 3 different solutions, optimizing all 3 things. Okay, whatever. So, are we done with this house now, or are we learning more about them, or what? Frederick states that the observatory might go better now. Maybe he and Claire could have a do-over. Okay. Okay, so a bunch of politics, who cares? And we do have some new things. Alright, well, let's have a look at what? Seeing your transmutation engine in action is giving me some fond memories of playing Sigmar's Garden. Oh, this is the solitaire game, I guess. Sigmar's what? You never played Sigmar's Garden? I thought everyone knew this game. You put the marbles in a certain pattern and... Marbles? They're elemental proxies, not marbles. They're action figures, not dolls. Glass spheres that represent various types of atoms. Yes, glass spheres known as marbles. To anyone who's not a highly trained alchemist, that's what they are. Now, are you going to teach me Sigmar's Garden or what? Fine. Goal is to clear the board by matching elements. She even knows their elements. Anyway, you can only choose marbles with 3 continuous open spaces next to them. 4 cardinal elements match with themselves or salt. Vitae matches with Moors. What in the world? And the metals match with Quicksilver, but only in their transmutation from lead to gold. Okay, I don't want to play this at all. Okay. So if I say new game, is it always the same? I assume it's different, right? So what exactly is it that I'm supposed to do? Clear the board by matching marbles. How do you match a thing? She said you can only choose things with 3 choose, though? What do you even mean, choose? I don't understand. Ah! It did a thing, but I don't know why. Okay, hang on. I think maybe it makes a little more sense. So... No. Oh, 3 continuous open spaces next to them, not 3 spaces. 3... Okay. So I saw, okay, this one has 3. 1, 2, 3. Therefore, it is selectable. This one only has 2. Why is it selectable? Because 1, 2, 3. Okay, fine. And likewise this and this, but why not this though? I don't understand why you can't pick that one. I don't... So I matched those... Okay. So when you match 2, then they disappear. That was not explained at all. And that frees up extra space. Alright, well, I don't like this game at all. Not only necessarily because the rules are bad, like, maybe the rules are fine, I don't know. But, like, I can barely see what symbols these are. It's very pale. The colors are not very high contrast. And so I can't really read the sigils either. So even if I had memorized which goes with which, or could refer to this pretty easily, I still can't tell what's going on up here. I don't like it. I didn't like the solitaire game in Shenzhen IO either, but lots of people loved it, so, you know, if you guys are into that, have a blast. I'm gonna skip that and never play it. Do you know how old Armand is? Old. Frederick is the heir. Yep, okay. Yep. I was asked to make a tonic to assist in regulating an irregular heartbeat. Why am I telling her this? That sounds like a confidential thing. Hopefully he set everything up for an orderly succession of power. But we won't let him die, so there. Whoa, it's a big ol' honking guy. So we get elemental vitae. Oh, and we get distilled water as an input. I see, interesting. So does this indeed, yeah, so that is, we don't have to like take this apart or do anything funny to it. We just have to glue some vitae on top of the distilled water. That seems straightforward enough, I suppose. Could we do this with one arm? It's always nice to try to do that. So we need to bond to both the water and one of the salts. I don't really have a mental framework in mind for like modeling how you put together the solution, how you place things. I'm sort of just winging it and then like eventually figure it out. I assume that there's sort of some patterns that I'll learn as I get more practice with this that I can apply generally. But right now, it's like I can't tell at all whether I would need whether I can do all of this with just a single arm. It seems like I could have something shaped kind of like this with like... Now obviously we wouldn't take the thing as input here, but maybe we take it somewhere further and swing it into a spot like this. And then have this here, and we could easily swing salt, or swing vitae into the other half of this. That's fine. But the question is, how do we get vitae to bond with the salt as well? If we have a thing in this position, can we easily get it into a position where the salt that's here is where the water is now? I guess so, right? Like, just grab it by the water and rotate it, yeah? I have an arm here. That's what I'm using to put the vitae in place here. And I grab the water and I spin it like so. No, of course. The water's gonna stay in the same place when I do that. That doesn't help. Also, I can't allow it to collide with my rotating arm. So I'd have to be up here, I guess. Like this. Rotate. Rotate. Now I let go, grab it by this part, swing it down here. And then I have the salt in the position that I want, but is it rotated the way I want? No. And meanwhile, I've collided the previous vitae with my arm, so that seems a little troubling. But it seems like we ought to be able to do it with a piston arm at least. What a cool dude. So what exactly do I want? I don't know. This is hard. Let's say we're about that long. And I want to get... Well, that is just a nightmare. We don't want that. Man, I don't have any idea how to play this game. Oh my gosh. I could start it out here, right? Swing it in like that. And if I do... come back. Then I want the bond thing to be like this. Can I get Vitae into that position? No. I guess if Vitae were here, I could do it, couldn't I? No, there's no way I can even reach that position from where I am. But if Vitae were here, I could do it. Swing Vitae in here. Alright, so let's try that. I don't really know whether this is ever going to constitute a solution, but let's suppose that it did. I now want to reset, extend, grab, right, drop, and now I'm in a better position, and I just have to somehow get this thing into the right position, yes? I have to... if I've done this, I need to get either one of these salts into one of these two spots. Probably this one. And then the Vitae in the other. How would I do that? We're already as long as we can be. Although, I guess we could start here if we wanted. Does that help at all? Also, I'm not sure I could quite do that. Because then I'd be in the wrong place to grab this stuff. I don't know. So what rotations could I perform on this? Well, it kind of has to be. It can't just be a rotation on this water thing, because we have to get water out of here. We have to get one of the salts onto the pad somehow. And where the salts are now, I can't grab any of them. So I have to perform some move on this module right now, other than... than rotating this. So maybe the thing to do is like swing it down here and then rotate it a bit by the center. Well, hang on. So what happens if I just wait, why am I dropping it? I don't need to drop it. I need to get it out of the way. Now I have it there. So what I can do is now grab it by this water part and spin it so that I can reach any one of these salts. And then it should be relatively simple, I think, to get the rest of the molecule in the right orientation I want with the salt here. And then swing up and grab the Vitae. Am I pronouncing Vitae right? I have no idea, by the way. Any Latin enthusiasts out there, you know, let me know. Okay. So how do I... There was a thing here? Is it I or 1? 1, apparently. So this is where we left things off. It's kind of cool. Alright, so... oh, whatever. Let's get back to that position. Well, no, it's... so from here, I need to, what? Let go. Retract, grab it by the water, and spin it. Now, which of these two is it that I want to attach a thing to? It's the one clockwise from the original Vitae, i.e. this one. So I'm grabbing it here. I need to spin it so that this one is within my grasp. So let's say we'll spin it clockwise, then it'll be here, and I can grab it there. Okay, so clockwise is E. Now release, retract, grab. Now I'm holding the module by this, which is here. To get it into the right position, I need to extend it. And then it would be safe to swing it into place, right? Like so. We need to rotate it a bit, I think, but I'm not sure exactly. Let's see what this all does now so far. Make sure I've got that right. Okay, great. So where is it that I want this guy getting more bonds? And also, is it the right one? This is very confusing. Let's rotate this so that it's facing the same way this is, so I can make sure I understand what's going on. Which is to say that the two waters are like that, or the two salts are like that. Yeah. Okay. So it needs to have a bond here? That's a little bit awkward, isn't it? How do I do that, though? Like, I guess... it would be relatively straightforward, I think. Well, okay, so here's something I could do, is I could just rotate it once while I'm there. And then we're like looking a little bit better, but I don't think it's gonna be easy to finish. Because now... what? Oh, it's even worse. I want the thing here now. Am I grabbing the wrong one? No. No, I'm not. Okay. I want it here. Right? Yeah. So it would be relatively straightforward to, say, push this guy forward. Well, no, it wouldn't. It would be straightforward to get a bond on this side by just dropping it right now, grab the mercury, put it down here. That doesn't work. We want it on this side. Could I rotate it some to make this better? Well, a little, but not that much. We would slam into this. And so I wonder if perhaps the answer is to swap which side of this guy we created our original bond on. Put this guy, put the mercury closer and this thing farther in that original bond. Then the positioning that I have would be like the right one, I think. Okay. So if I do that, it's rather complicated though, isn't it? Let's make sure I can easily get this back by just like replacing this arm with a different one so that this guy still remembers all those old instructions in case I decide to put everything back the way it was. So I was thinking that I could do... Ooh, that's not gonna work. Because this is gonna just bonk into everything, isn't it? Yeah. Well, maybe I could put this a little further away, out of harm's way, yeah? Grab the water, drop it here. Grab Vitae, put it in there. Seems relatively harmless, I think. Okay, so that should at least create that first bond, right? It's backwards. Sure. Okay, more like that then. Great. So now I have that thing that I wanted. What if I just pushed this out? And rotated it so that the salt went into here? Would that work? What does this do? Not quite, huh? Where do I want it again? I want it on... Ugh. It's very confusing to have to do bonds in two different orientations. Two different directions, I should say. Because it means that I can't have this guy be in the correct position to visualize them both. Because if they're both using the same bond, but the bonds are in different directions, that means the molecule has to be rotated for at least one of them. So which salt molecule is it that I want to bond to again? It's the one clockwise from the other Vitae, which is this one. Okay. So I think that what I do is I just let go now, reach out to grab the water, and spin the salt into this spot. Is what I would like to do. So let go, reach out a little further. Grab it, spin it. Was that about right? Oh, we had to spin it again. Now we have that in the right place. But the bond is in the wrong direction, right? So that's fine, though. We just retract. Oops. Let go, retract, grab on, spin in this direction? Yeah! Right? Now here, and I would have the correct module I want, or the molecule. So we let go. We're here right now. So we go left twice, pick it up, retract, go right. And now we have the molecule we want. We just have to get it to a solution area. Oops. Didn't rotate enough times. There you go, right? Looks correct to me. I think. Yeah, all the angles line up. And so I'll just drop it off to the right and let it go. And we'll delete this guy because it did indeed turn out to be a reasonable solution we were working on. And I'll just let this advance to the end, pause, and use ghost modules to figure out where I'm supposed to put this stupid thing. Alright, ghost atoms. Okay. Like this. So water here, put the two water here and the two vitaes here. Right, I can use the ghost things. Like that. It is satisfying to do this with just one piston arm, you know? Like, I'm sure there are ways we could make it simpler by using more things, or require fewer movements or something. Probably quite a few fewer movements. But it's nice, kind of minimalistic thing. I think that's a direction I like to optimize in more than in others. Minimal number of symbols or cycles. I don't know, not as much fun for me, maybe. Or they don't come as naturally anyway. Okay, well we are on the lowest tier of cost and like in the stratosphere on cycles and pretty high on area as well. Okay. That should do it. A healthy patriarch, as ordered. Long live Armand. Yeah, long live, I guess. I think it's good if he stays alive. He pays for everything. Okay, great. Well, that was sort of, I think, a lengthy episode. I don't have a timer running, but at any rate, certainly long enough for an episode. We're getting, maybe the next episode we'll be able to finish up the House Fun Tossin stuff. It'll be interesting. Anyway, stick around. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.